Mr. Rip?
Yes, hello. Is this Mr. Polito?
It most certainly is.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine today. How are you today?
Pretty good. Listen, I just wanted to give you a call before I come up to the next town meeting. Excuse me for a second. I have a little bit of cold. Sorry about that. Listen, I'm so taken back by everything that's going on with the town and myself. I just wanted to ask you, am I wrong in the allegations I'm making against you?
Yes, me? I don't know what they are.
You haven't received any of the complaints I sent to your office? Any of the requests for investigation forms or anything?
Well, they could have gone to code, but why don't you be more specific? Tell me what it is.
Well, you know, I'm sure that you know that I've been in court for the last 3 years.
Yeah, right.
In regards to, parking the boat inside of my.
Yeah.
Don't you own that piece of? Don't you rent that piece of land behind your house from the New York State Department of Transportation?
Yes, I do.
Don't you have all sorts of vehicles on unpaved surfaces there?
No.
You never have?
You know,
I mean, while this was going on, didn't you, while you knew that I was being prosecuted for these crimes, didn't you have stuff parked on unpaved surface there?
I don't think so. I don't know what you're referring to, so...
Okay, maybe you might want to look on Google Earth and look at your property going back over the last 20 years. Can I ask you this? Do you have permits for that building on the state land?
Of course I do.
Oh, so...
You know I do. Come on, you know that.
I don't know that. I've done a FOIL request, and I actually had to do an Article 78 to get a look at your building file. Do you have an objection with me coming up and seeing your building file? I mean, if you have,
No.
if you're legit with everything, I mean, then I owe you an apology.
You know what? Listen to me. It's funny that you were you just called because we were talking about your cases and so on and so forth. Why? I don't really understand. You mind if I call you? It's Robert, right?
Robert, yeah.
Yeah. You mind if I call you Robert or Bob?
No, Robert's fine.
Yeah. I don't know, Robert, what your ulterior motive is. Not that it's a good one or a bad one. I'm not.
I have no ulterior motive.
Yeah. No, I understand that. What I'm saying is, it would appear as though you are, and maybe rightfully so, I don't know that because we have thousands of summonses issued on a regular basis here, but you appear to be maybe an offended, disgruntled, unhappy, and maybe rightfully so. I don't know that.
I'm sorry. I just have to interrupt for a second. You just made a statement that you're reviewing my cases, right? My files. You know the whole story.
No. I said we were just talking about your cases at a meeting. So what I'm saying is...
Who was in the meeting with you?
My deputy, Tim Zyke, my Mike Esposito, who are here now, in charge of code enforcement, and we were just talking about your cases.
So let me ask you a question. If you had a code enforcement agent appear at your property with a complaint, okay, on a specific items, such as happened to me,
okay,
and the code enforcement agent refused to explain what he was at your house for,
okay,
and then he eventually issued you a summons and he prepared a court information, and he committed perjury in all 4 of his charges in the court information, and then instead of dismissing those charges, that code enforcement agent decided to continue on and swear a second court information, all right, which he not only committed some perjury, but he also committed forgery in this one. Now, if you were in my position, you wouldn't feel that I was being wronged in any way. Instead, you want to make me out to be a malicious person with issues?
I did not say that at all, Bob. I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, number one, in listening to everything that you said about, perjury, whatever, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing because I don't have your file. I don't know what he did, so on and so forth. What I am saying is...
You mean to tell me that after 3 years, 52 court appearances, all the legal stuff going on, you're the head of Commissioner Flanagan, and you don't know specifically what's going on with my particular case?
No, I know.
Can I ask you this? It's just it's a little bit out of left field, but how long have you been running national snow removal out of 45 Pelican Place?
It's not run out of 45 Pelican Court, but National has been in business about 30-some-odd years.
Do you have a New York State license?
I'm not going to get involved.
I'm just asking you, do you have a business license in Nassau County? I can't find it.
Well, it's because you don't need one. If you're a general contractor, you don't need one.
Okay. You see, these are things that I don't know, see.
Well, what I'm saying is, I'm trying to be I don't want to say your friend because maybe we can never be friends, you know. And I'm not saying we can't.
Actually,
Saying,
actually, you know, you brought something up a little earlier. I'm not on a mission. I don't have any ulterior motives. What happened to me was, I consider myself a victim of a crime. Okay, the way I was treated by the town of Oyster Bay, and I decided, really, for instance, let me ask you this. All right, Donna Swanson. All right, she's in the courtroom telling me that I can't park my boat on an unpaved surface on the side of my house. Now I've sent in 3 requests for investigations to Donna Swanson. Have you issued any summonses to her?
Well, number one, I can't. I don't.
I mean, listen, I caught her once, I sent you the stuff. I caught her twice, I sent you the stuff. Now I caught her a 3rd time. I mean, to me, it means you're not doing anything to her.
You're not letting me finish.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm not too sure that any of the so-called sections of the code, I'm not sure. I'm not saying yes or no. And that's what I am reviewing. I am not sure that...
Wait a second. I sent these complaints in over the last year.
Bob, you're not letting me finish.
Go right ahead.
Listen to me. I am not sure that maybe it shouldn't have been issued, is what I'm trying to tell you. You understand what I mean?
No, I'm a little confused. What shouldn't have been issued?
What I'm saying is you're talking about Donna Swanson parking a boat, in her backyard.
She's committing the same crime that she's prosecuting before.
What I'm trying to say to you is I am reviewing the code, and I'm not too sure that maybe even you should not have been issued the summons. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do, but maybe you're not sure, maybe you're not aware of this, but the Nassau County Criminal Court has already made a decision on the ruling of this code. I already have a judgment. It's illegal as far as Nassau County, the judge is concerned, Nassau County is concerned, and this is what the town of Oyster Bay wanted. This is what you fought for. It's illegal for anyone to park anything on an unpaved surface in Oyster Bay. So there's nothing for you to decide. That's the law.
No, wait, Bob, come on. What I'm going to do is review that because I'm not sure that the interpretation of the law is exactly what its intent was.
You know what? That was my point when I went to court, and that's...
But then maybe you and I are going to agree. I'm trying to tell you that.
It's too late for that now, pal.
Not necessarily.
The judgment is already done. I may be convicted of it.
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know there's a judgment of any kind. I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to unravel, seriously.
That's what I'm doing too, and I'm unraveling things. I need to interrupt you and just change the subject for one more thing. Listen, I went up to the town, and if you want, you can go onto my YouTube channel. You see all my videos. Went up to the town, and I asked some questions in the building department. You have a very intelligent, nice young man there. He answered all my questions. He was professional. All right. Now, what I don't understand is, through the Freedom of Information, once I found out that Donna Swanson was violating the same laws that she was attempting to prosecute before, I decided to do a little further research. And I did a FOIL request for Leonard Genova's property. Because Mr. Genova made it clear to me in writing that it's illegal to have a fence, you have to have a permit for a fence. Now, what I discovered was, Mr. Genova, after finding out that I foiled his property, applied for a permit for his fence and for his air conditioning. Now, I happen to know from personal experience that a central air conditioning permit needs an inspection, but the electrician has to get an underwriter certificate. Inspections have to be done. I installed one myself. Okay. Now, I just got done being told by the people up in building that it takes 4 to 6 weeks to get an approval on a permit.
Well,
now hold on, let me finish. I have Mr. Genova's permit. I have the exact permit.
You're not letting me finish.
Because you're interrupting me. Let me finish what I have to say.
Because you're correct. If they told you 4 to 6 weeks, I normally go down and I chastise the individual who said it. I resent, not you saying that, I resent them even suggesting that anything takes that long. So,
well, let me put it this way to you. Do you mind if I call you Fred?
Sure, no, absolutely.
All right, let me put it this way to you, Fred. I have Mr. Genova's application.
Right.
It is not even filled out. No inspections, no nothing. Now, he applied for his permit. His permit is stamped with your name. Okay? The permit was approved and the CCs issued on the same day. You're going to tell me that that's not preferential treatment? He doesn't even, he didn't even get any inspections, electrical inspections or anything. And there's no way that anyone from the town went down there and inspected all the construction and the fence and everything in one day. Okay, now these are the issues that I have. These are the things that I'm finding out that I don't agree with.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, getting back to the piece of property that you're renting, okay, I'm not stupid, all right? I've been up to your property. I've videotaped it, okay? You have boats on your unpaved surface.
Right.
You've written to me and told me that I can't have boats on my unpaved surface, but you have yours on yours. That's a double standard, my friend.
Well, I just got done telling you that that's exactly what I'm checking because I don't.
Well, I'm telling you that you need to
Go on.
speak to your town attorney because you've been prosecuting me for the last 3 years from this. So do yourself a favor, look up the case on web crims. 50 appearances. At every appearance, your town attorney was adamant that it's illegal to park anything anywhere. I even have your attorneys on film, on videos telling me that. So I'm sorry, but I don't believe you that you don't know what's going on. I just think that you thought you were never going to get caught, to tell you the truth.
No, that's not true. First of all, they're not even my boats. I don't even own a boat. Yeah.
Well, you know what? One of the boats at my house wasn't mine either. I was doing my brother a favor
Well,
at the
that's not
time.
an excuse. No.
No, it's no excuse. And you know what I love too? This is what the town attorney, this is your argument in court. It doesn't matter that you're guilty or that Donna Swanson's guilty. It doesn't affect my guilt at all. So listen, pal, we're all guilty together. Unfortunately, I'm just a citizen in Oyster Bay. You're the Commissioner of Planning and Development.
Right.
Okay? You should know better. Now, I just filed an Article 78 to see your building file. Do you want to let me come up and see it voluntarily and prove to me that you have all your permits for your curb cut and your road to the state land and your building on the state land? You want to prove to me that your cabana that you constructed in your 12 by 20 shed, everything's legit, you have all the paperwork? Please let me come up. You can shut me up. You can tell me to get lost. I'll never bother you again.
Well, but you sent that to me.
I said what to you?
Somebody sent me a file that you foiled with all of the permits you did. I somewhere in a file here I have.
Listen, what I did is I did a foil
Yes.
on your property,
Right.
okay? And I'm sure you know about it, just like Leonard Genova knows I foiled his, and just like Donna Swanson knows I foiled hers.
Yeah.
And I got some information on your property,
Right.
just like I got some information on Mrs. Genova. And then my subsequent investigation based on the documentation I received in my first foil led me to find this information that I'm now discussing with you today.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you, you asked a question such as my cabana,
Yeah.
driveway.
That's not what I see. From what I see that you put a pool bin back in the 80s. At the same time, you got a variance to install a shed, a 12 by 20 foot shed. Excuse me, I'm wrong. I see that you got a variance to install a 20 by 12 foot shed. And I'm going by memory. I don't have your documents in front of me. Okay? Then, the following year, you put a pool in. At the same time you put a pool in, you put a cesspool in, and you put a bathroom and a shower into that 20 by 12 foot shed.
Right.
And that shed somehow mysteriously became a cabana. Okay, it doesn't work that way.
But I got permits for that.
You do?
Sure. You sent them to me.
You got a permit for a 20 by 12 foot shed.
Right.
And then you got a permit to install a cesspool and a bathroom in a cabana. How did that shed become a cabana?
Well, I just think
You just changed the words, is that it?
that's what I think. Back then,
Oh yeah, that sounds like. So let me ask you another question. I have your lease agreements from New York State Department of Transportation. Okay, you're allowed to have 2 small sheds to use the land for beautification and for non-commercial farming.
Right.
Okay, now you have a building there that I don't know the size of it. What do you think? It's 20 by 20? You would know.
Yes.
Right? You got a foundation, you got heat, you got electric.
No.
Listen, you check my video. All right, you got heat, you got electric going in there and everything. That's not a shed. You don't think you're in violation of your lease agreement with the state?
Of course not. I got a permit for that.
Excuse me. Your lease agreement with the state says you're not allowed to have anything on that land except for 2 sheds.
No. My lease agreement very specifically gave me, there's a letter in the file from the state giving me permission to get a permit for that building. Yes, very definitely, Bob. Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not going to disagree with you yet because I only did get a partial fulfillment of my FOIL with the state. So possibly you do have a letter.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this then, Fred.
And a permit.
Why is the town forcing me into an Article 78 to see your permits if you have everything?
I have no idea. I didn't
You have no idea.
was here when an article said
So when can I come up and see your building file and Donna Swanson's building file?
let me say this to you. You've already sent them to me, Bob.
No. I've sent you incomplete. I want to see the whole building file. I want to look through the whole file. That's my right. It's public documents. That's what I'm asking you to do.
You sent it to me.
I'm not asking you what I sent you. I'm asking you to please listen. You don't have to allow me. You know, I did put a foil in it. It is in Supreme Court now. You don't have to allow me, but if you have nothing to hide, why can't I come up and see your building file and Donna Swanson's building
No,
file?
let me ask you a question. I'm not
Go ahead.
sure that I'm correct. Either on Twitter or YouTube or something.
I don't Twitter, and I don't normally YouTube, but it's on YouTube.
You're not letting me finish.
I apologize.
I'm asking you a question. Someone said that you said something about you're the fellow suing the town for $10 million.
Who said that?
Someone said that. I don't even.
Did they say it? Did they say it to you or to me?
Said it wouldn't make any difference, you know.
Did they say that to you?
Yeah, somebody said that.
Well, then who said it to you? Tell me who said that to you.
I swear to God, I don't know. I'm not.
Oh, so then it's irrelevant if somebody that you don't know came up to you and said something to you.
I'm asking you, is that true? Are you bringing an action against the town?
I haven't decided yet.
Well, you've got to decide that before we can go any further. Because if you are, then only counsel can speak with you, and I can't.
No. What do you have? Somebody giving you hand signals over there, telling you what to say? All right, listen, Fred. I'm going to be at the meeting on the 20th. I don't like to talk behind people's backs. It's not my thing.
Sure.
All right. I'm going to bring all my allegations with all my substantiating document on the record on the 20th.
Okay.
I'd like you to be there.
I'm always there.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then if you're always there, then you know everything. Then you know that then you know you've answered all your questions that you've asked me today. If you were at the meetings that I was at speaking, how could you act confused today?
Why do you? I'm not. Why do you?
Well, you're saying that you don't know, and
Friendly.
You're asking me if I filed a $10 million lawsuit on the
Yes,
town.
I'm
I mean,
asking-
were you at the last meeting?
Yes, I was.
What did Mr. Vendetto say to me in regards to the lawsuit?
I honestly don't remember every word that was discussed. What is it you're referring to?
All right.
I don't remember.
Listen, I didn't call up to break your chops.
No, I
If you want to let me look at the building files and you know satisfy my curiosity, maybe this could be the end of everything.
I don't think so. I'm trying to be your friend, but I don't think so.
No, I don't think any. You know, that's the same story that you gave me when Inspector Domingo showed up, ordered me to move my boats while he refused to write anything on a notice of violation. You remember what you said to me? He was doing. Well, let me remind you. You wanted to be my friend then too. You told me he was doing me a favor. He was doing me a favor.
I spoke to you.
Yes, you did on the telephone. Listen, and don't take this the wrong way. I don't mean to sound. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you.
Yeah, sure.
I had this conversation with you, and you don't remember it, and you were just at the town meeting. You don't remember that either.
Of course I was at the town meeting. Of course
Yeah, but you don't remember what was said in regards to the lawsuit.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly don't remember. That's why I asked you.
All right, the bottom line is, unfortunately, if you go back to my very first letter to you, all right, I told you from the very beginning, I didn't want to fight City Hall. I didn't want to get into this.
Right.
Okay, but I also told you, don't tread on me. Okay?
Disagree, Bobby. I don't disagree with that. I'm trying to determine.
The only thing I'm doing now is I could care less what happens as far as the boat, my boat. I mean, the worst that's going to happen to me is I'm going to pay the fine. That's going to be the end of it. You know, unfortunately, I see a little bit deeper repercussions for town officials that are violating laws.
Yes. I'm not going to argue with you because I told you I'm trying to figure out whether it does exist. You say it does. I'm trying to determine whether or not.
I'm sorry. What exist? What?
Allowing someone to have a boat on their property.
It's clear. It's already clear. Your town attorneys have already fought for it in court. Listen, I don't know what your interpretation is going to be. And again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you, but your interpretation doesn't matter anymore. We went to court already.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I'm sorry.
I don't.
How could you override the court's ruling? The court gave a specific interpretation of that code. How are you going to override that now?
No, you know, Bob, I don't know that. I'm not. When you say the court did an interpretation, I don't know that, but I will check
Well,
that.
yeah, just check with Matthew Rosea. Ask him for Judge Alexander's decision of November 24th of 2014.
I do.
And
I'll
take
do
a,
it.
and read it. Take a read of it. It might help you figure out your questions with the law.
I will do that. Yes, I will definitely do that.
All right. So unfortunately, at this time, you don't want to let me see those buildings.
No, I didn't say that. I asked you a question. I asked you if you're bringing an action against the town, and.
I haven't started any action against the town yet. No.
So when you decide that, then.
Well, listen. No. You can't hold that over my head. Whether I'm going to sue the town or I'm not going to sue the town.
No.
Listen. Either they're public.
I'm not holding anything over your
So
head.
listen. So they're public documents. I'm asking you, can I come see them?
Well, under the law, you have a right to foil anything you want.
All right, I see where this is going. Okay, listen, I just wanted to touch bases with you. And again, it's very strange because the National Stone Removal, that keeps coming back to 45 Pelican Court.
Well,
and I have a video of your trucks in the yard there. So I'm just curious. I mean,
there's no trucks in the yard. You know why you know? Because when you took the photo of my Jimmy saying it was on the dirt or something, there were no trucks back there.
Listen, do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube. There's 2 videos of your property. Okay? Before you tell me there's no trucks back there, there's no backhoes, there's no bobcats. Yeah. All right? And you might want to do yourself another favor. Look your property up on Google Earth, and there's a little feature there that you can go back, all the way back to 1994.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Beautiful overhead shots of your property. All sorts of vehicles all over the place. I think he even had a fire truck back there at one time.
Really?
Yeah, take a look. I got a kick out of it.
Wow. Okay.
All right, so I'll see you at the meeting.
All right, Bobby, thanks.
All right, have a good day. Bye.
Bye.